All right, today we're going to talk about section 3.7, the chain rule. So the big question is, how do we find the derivative of composite functions? And here's a quick reminder about what a composite function is. So given two functions, f and g, the composite function f circ g is defined by f of g of x. So what does this look like? This looks like something like sine of x squared, where f of x equals sine and g of x equals x squared. So that's kind of what that looks like. So how do we differentiate the composition of two functions? And the answer is using the chain rule. So suppose that I've got a function y equals f of g of x, and it's differentiable at x. Then d dx of my entire composition is f prime with the inside left alone times g prime. So one of the big things that we have to do is determine the inner function and then the outer function, and then we can compute the derivative. So here's a quick example. Y equals 5x plus 4 quantity to the power 3 over 2. Our inner function is 5x plus 4, while our outer function, our f of x, is quantity to the power of 3 over 2. So now let's compute the derivative. We know that it's going to be f prime of g of x times g prime of x. So f prime, we just use the power rule. And g prime, we just use the power rule again. So we end up with 15 over 2 times 5x plus 4 quantity to the power 1/2. And that's that. So let's do a couple more examples and then we'll be done for the day. So the inner function this time is just x. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. This is the same as sine of x quantity cubed. So our inner function is actually sine of x, while our outer function is cubed. So let's find the derivative. We're going to take y prime is going to be equal to f prime of g of x times g prime of x. Our f of x is x cubed, so that just becomes 3 inside squared times the derivative of the inside, which is cosine of x. So y prime is 3 sine squared of x times cosine of x. And now let's hit you with something a little bit different. This time we have imaginary parentheses that I could have put in, but our outer function is sine, while our inner function is x cubed. So y prime is going to equal the derivative of the outside function, which is cosine, leave the inner function alone, times the derivative of the inside function, which is 3x squared, and we know that from the power rule. So it's really important to be able to determine what's your inner function and what's your outer function, and then to compute the derivative. I've gone through the homework on this one, and I don't think anything is too complex that you need any hints this time, so I'm just going to let you get after it. And if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email, message me through Canvas, send a carrier pigeon, anything like that, and we'll get you going in the right direction.